And welcome to day 2 of our bauma Live News. And we've got really big news for you today. Join me after the break to find out just what that is. Welcome back, and we've got an action-packed program for you today. But as I said, we're starting off with a biggest first. At 36 meters, I'm higher than anything else apart from the cranes here at the bauma showground. And that's going to be an interesting piece of kit that we're going to talk about. But first, the company, Aman, that makes this kit, has announced a pretty big deal too.
Aman Group and Apollo Group of India are going into a joint venture. We are investing into a subsidiary of stock-listed Gujarat Apollo Industries and taking over a 70% share of this daughter company.
Now that Indian economy is globalizing, the Indian growth rate also needs the world-class equipments for the infrastructure manufacturing.
We expect that the Indian market is going to grow, not excessively, but steadily over the next, let's say, 2 decades to come. And we obviously hope to gain a significant market share along the line.
World-class highways and world-class road network will be required in India, and that can be achieved only through the applications of the high-tech equipments which are presently in use all over the world.
Well, I'm joined on the platform now by the very dapper Mr. Simon Gould, the road construction expert from the Daily News Live. Simon, welcome to the programme. This is a pretty big piece of news, isn't it?
Massive news. The massive for Oman, massive for Apollo. The Indian market at the moment is about the size of the UK market. 11 years' time, they reckon it'll be number 3 in the world. So, yeah, big growth opportunity for both companies.
Now, is this purely domestic, or is it going to actually work overseas as well?
No, the strategy is to manufacture in India, some of the Oman product probably, and export to countries like Africa and Southeast Asia and support that product from there.
Now, we're talking about the product that's produced by Aman, and we're standing on what's probably the biggest exhibit here at bauma, isn't it?
Yeah, rooftop of bauma. This is one of their universal asphalt recycling plants, capable of about 380 to 400 tonnes an hour. It's already been sold and it's on its way to Australia.
Wow, it's fantastic, and there's great views, of course. But we better start making our way down those steps and seeing what else is happening at bauma today. Messages about the international market opportunities were being drummed out all over the show. The world's largest construction equipment manufacturer, Caterpillar, held its annual State of the Market briefing. Chairman and CEO Doug Oberhelman said his company was coming through the worst downturn since the Great Recession of the 1930s, but it had retained its credit rating, and he said his goal is to make the company bulletproof. He did warn that the current political deadlock in the US is causing the market to deteriorate, but the need for infrastructure funding is clear and that US policy will force change. Meanwhile, the push to developing markets continues, with PowerScreen signing a contract to make Duo Africa its first distributor in Ghana. Duo will also support PowerScreen products in the sub-Saharan region. To cap a successful morning, the Ghanaian company unveiled a deal to supply 3 crushing and screening trains. With the demand increasing, training is becoming a big issue. Trimble's Ross Buick believes simulation will help.
We have this new training simulator at bauma this year, and the idea is to enable contractors and machine operators to quickly learn how to use the machine and the technology in one package without having to engage a more costly machine out in the field all the time for that training. So we have a new simulator that's got a nice graphical user interface, and you're able to see the environment for the dozer and learn how to control the machine, both naturally but also then with the machine control and guidance technology running on top.
One big challenge for the construction industry is handling modernisation or restoration work in the heart of old cities. How do you carry out work without damaging national treasures or protected buildings with vibration? Ham's oscillating compactors could be the answer,
Now, at the first time we show at the bauma, even for smaller machine, this intelligent compaction system, which is the oscillation. So even on a 2.5 ton machine and a 4 ton machine, which you see behind me. Around the machine, you don't have vibrations. On vibration, everything is vibrating, even the material around the machine. On the oscillation machine, it's only the compaction technology underneath the drum, and around the machine there is nothing. The big difference on both systems is, in vibration system, you have the drum who is vibrating vertically directly on the material. In the oscillation drum, it's an oscillating movement, a tangential movement, and this gives you the possibility that the drum is in a continuous contact with the soil, and compared to vibration, we have 50% of the time the drum is up on the air or down in the material.
Now, we've seen a bit of the heavyweight equipment so far, but out on the fairground there's a lot of interest in the light end of the market as well.
One representative of the Vittori Plates is the biggest vibratory plate in the market. The machine has a performance of a 7-ton roller in its class, but it's much smaller and much more efficient and much more economic in operation. The machine is infrared controlled, so you do not have to touch the machine. You are away from dust, away from noise, away from vibration. This is the only remote controlled machine in the world which you can really steer along curves like a car.
When the producer told me to get over to Sandvik, where I was bound to get a crush, I thought he was joking. Well. But despite all the attractions of the Latin American dancers, it was the new cone crusher, the CH550, that was the center of attention.
We have developed a cone crusher, CH550, that is a very high performance in relation to the size and weight. And we have also looked very much into the safety. Primarily we have been focusing on giving our customers in the construction industry a high reduction machine to a good value.
What a spectacular ending that was to day 2 of bauma 2013. We'll be back tomorrow, but until then, I'll tell you what, if this machine wasn't just used for crushing, it could sure do something else for rock. Take it away, boys!